Yes, hello and welcome to the highlights of day number 2 of this first test. New Zealand on Sri Lanka's shores for the DFCC Bank Cup, powered by Yamaha. The first of 2 test matches here at the Galle International Stadium. Had a cracking day 1, was ended by some bad weather, and looking forward to day number 2. This is how the match sits. After day number 1, New Zealand will resume this morning at 203 for 5. Ross Taylor 86 not out and Mitchell Santner 8 not out. It was all about Killer Dhananjaya yesterday. 5 for 57 off 22 overs. What about the surface? Not much has changed. There's a few more patches in this pitch that just look like they are starting to dry a touch. Maybe a little bit more turn. There's still a reasonable covering of grass on it. It's an unusual looking surface for the first test match at Galle. Usually we see it a lot browner, a lot more devoid of grass, and a lot more turn taken in the early parts of these test matches here in Galle. All right, let's join our commentators for the action on the first session of day number 2.
Taken, gone, first delivery, a loosener, an absolute loosener. And Ross Taylor has just gone, slashed, straightforward catch. What a start for the day for Sri Lanka.
I did not see that coming. There's you're quite right, a loosener ball there from Lakmal, short and wide, and Ross Taylor going for the cut shot, which is a strength of his. I'm surprised to see that sort of shot. First ball on day 2, and he got the outside edge, which went through to the keeper, and Lakmal, he'll be delighted to get on the board with his first wicket of the innings. Ross Taylor departs for 86, 205 for 6.
Oh, that has to be, that has to be. That was the angle. He's thinking about a review. There is one review left. That looked plumb to me. Only question, if at all, could be outside the line, but still he was not playing a stroke. So it's 216 for 7, another wicket for Lakmal.
And that looks very, very out by Santner. Great reward for Lakmal. Santner departs. New Zealand 216 for 7. And here's Southey, and it down the ground, and it's certainly over Anthony Matthews' head for 6. He wasn't going to hang around long, Tim Southey, because he likes to play that aggressive mindset.
As you said, got to the pitch of the ball. Tim Southey will have to do this. He just can't expect, you can't expect to hang around there, just keep pushing and prodding. He's found the ball turning, he hasn't looked comfortable against a spinner. So this is the option he's looking at. I think missing leg stump. Again the wrong end, just missing leg stump. And that, what has happened there? What has happened there? Would you believe it?
Another one departs this morning. Tim Southey was actually in good form. He was timing the ball very nicely. And a bit of an LBW shout. Was going down leg. Tim obviously thought Southey there could have been a quick single there. The fielder was quick off the mark. Very easy run out, which hurts the New Zealand cause even more this morning. These 3 wickets have come about very quickly for Sri Lanka. Southey departs for 14. New Zealand 222 for 8.
Question asked, given. One review up their sleeve, they asked for it. Let's hear Bruce Oxenford's
Okay, thanks, Illy. Sony Bruce here, TV umpire. We've got a player review for catch. The original decision is out. Aldridge coming through now. I've got clear, that's clear line through to the pad. Okay, I'm satisfied that there's no bat or glove involved here. So I'm going to get back to Richard on field. Richard. Yeah, okay, mate. Yes, can we go to ball tracking, please? Or, looks pretty high, though. Okay, and pitching outside off. Impact is umpire's call, and the wickets is missing. So, mate, stand by. We'll get you on Illy on screen, please. The umpire on. Okay, you'll have to reverse your decision and give it not out.
Nicely played. He's got the gap. Trent Bolt.
It's okay, it's okay.
Brave shot. Good use of the feet.
Oh, wow!
Drama. Trying to get hold of him.
Concussion, please, Scott. Oh, no!
Hammered. Mid-on. Takes it. Third wicket. But Suranga Lakmal.
Yeah, it has worked perfectly for Sri Lanka. Lakmal introduced into the attack and he picks up another wicket. This was a slog, a wild one from Trent Bolt. He's batting quite sensibly, 18 from 22 balls, and well, he's behind the popping crease, so it's not a no ball. Good job done. In the slot, clearing the front leg, looking for a 6, looking to clear that man at long on. Couldn't do that.
Sal Pereira making no mistake. 18 to Trent Bolt. That's 9 down now for 249. Yes, that looks straight, given. No hesitation. Well, he's taking his chances, Yas Patel, but I think that's dead. 4 wickets then for Suranga Lakmal.
Yeah, thanks, Coffee. Yeah, Sony Bruce here. We've got a player review for LBW. Original decision is out. Okay, pitching outside off, impact in line wickets. It's umpire's call. So stand by, mate. I'll get you on screen. You're on screen now. Reconfirm the out decision.
Yeah, Michael Goff confirms. New Zealand bowled out, 249. Suranga Lakmal, he's been brilliant today. 4 wickets for him to start the second innings on a hat-trick. Things have happened very quickly in just about an hour. Sri Lanka have managed to pick up the last 5 wickets for 46 runs. 4 for 29, that's an exceptional return for the Sri Lankan seamer. Akila Dhananjaya, 5 wickets for him.
They needed wickets, they needed to get rid of Ross Taylor. And, well, he didn't disappoint them. An edge that was taken by the keeper, the first ball that he faced. And, well, there's a good little resistance from Bolt and Somerville, but in the end, Lakmal prevailed. 249 all out, New Zealand.
Southee. Perimana off the mark. Nice punch down the ground. Will make him feel good. Pitched up off the middle of the bat.
Well, that's a nice stride. Full face of the bat. Just looking for a little bit of that swing. Just swung straight into the middle of that blade.
Off his pads, very strong in that area. That will run away to the boundary. He's so strong with his wrists. Don't bowl on his pads. Anything swinging into that, that will be the result.
Oh, yeah.
Gone. Brilliantly bowled, tossed up. Thirimana, what was he thinking? Well, he wanted to get the left armour off that length. Has a wild swing.
Put the mockers on him. Just talk to them how they've been so controlled and disciplined, and he's come down to apply the pressure to Patel to hit him over his head. And a very safe stumping there for BJ Watling. He is out by a long way. He departs, Tiramani, and Ajaz Patel. He's on the board early on, which will give him delight. He departs for 10. Sri Lanka 27 for 1.
Or dropped. He's leading into these breaks. Wicket-taking moments.
Well, every time wickets have fell so far in this test match, they have fell in clumps. And obviously the wicket in the previous over, Tiramani, and here comes another opportunity now. Ross Taylor, who was a very good slip fielder, it came quickly to him. Will Somerville been desperate for that wicket to get on the board early.
Oh, what a glorious way to start the session with a crushing drive. Over pitching it, and Kusal has played a lovely shot. Edged and gone through. Slashed. Not exactly a miss, but an opportunity nevertheless. 43 for 1.
Catch, catch!
The nerves and things just tend to get to him a little bit at the top level. Said that he hasn't had a good long run at the game either. So you don't know. Boundary there from Kusal Mendes. He's an aggressive player, isn't he, by nature, has pounced on this shortish ball.
Oh, chance. A difficult one. That's gone through, and 4. So what was looking like a very, very good effort by Somerville and almost a half chance has resulted in a 4 actually.
Big, tall man, Will Somerville. I think he's just about got across to this.
That's nice, Summers.
Might have got a fingertip.
I really like that area there, Summers.
Oh, yes. Finger is raised and a wicket falls. It's the skipper who's been snapped. He's looking at his partner. What are we?
Yeah, it turned a little bit. The question was it going to miss leg? And absolutely not. It was crashing into the leg stump. And, Michael Goff agreed. Jazz Patel struck again. He's got 2, and the skipper, that's a big blow. He was looking good. Gone for 39. It's 66 for 2.
Hammered all the way she goes. He loves that slog sweep, Kusal Mendes.
Picked length early. Saw earlier on, he jumped onto the back foot very early. Here, this is Fuller. And with that aggressive mindset, he hit that very clean over the mid-wicket boundary.
That's too short. There's no getting used to balls like that.
Too short, and he's a good player, Matthews. He's not going to let that go by. That's early in his innings. He's such a rock in this Sri Lankan batting lineup. Quality player. Sri Lankan cricket rely heavily on him. Bit of drift there for Patel, but it's just too short. Short ball, and he's got onto it quick. Pereira. Mendes in it. Gallant dive. 4 runs.
Punched. That's a welcome boundary. They needed to break those shackles. So many dots being put together, and Sri Lanka needed to break free. And the boundary after 9 overs brings up the 100.
Just a little bit of width from Southey, and he's so quickly onto this. Angelo Matthews, slightly aerial. Way behind point. Stood tall, put it away.
Matthews has gone big and straight.
Quite get it. Had to reach for it a little bit in the end. Angelo Matthews, but mid-off and mid-on are up, so no issue.
The modern bats are very good. Miscues will go a long way. Matthews. No one there. Keeps putting the pressure on Somerville. This is wonderful batting from Angelo Matthews. Nicks that through. That'll be 50. Runs away. He gets a boundary after quite a while. Kusal Mendes. It's been a wonderful knock. His 10th in Test cricket. Goes straight after. The bats hit the ground as well, but definite nick through to Ross Taylor.
and Ross Taylor pouches it quite nicely. It's maybe a little concentration lapse after getting a 50. He was batting so well. He'll be bitterly disappointed. 53 he got, 7 fours and a 6.
And what was that? What was he trying to do? Here we are talking so much about him and telling you how valuable he is. And this is what Sri Lanka didn't want to do or lose. Wickets on either side of the interval. And this is what Kusal Pereira does just after tea.
Yeah, he was caught in two minds. Didn't know whether to pull or whether to defend. And in the end, just looped one straight up to Mitchell Santner. And Bolt strikes. He went full a couple of times, then banged one in short, picks up the wicket, goes. Kusal Pereira goes cheaply today. 1-4-4 for 4.
Matthews has been bowled. And he's generally looked to go in that route. Oh! That was predictable. That was quite predictable. He looked to go down the pitch, the previous one, next one deceived, down the bowler's throat, his 4th wicket, and Sri Lanka definitely losing their way here.
That's very poor batting. I think you'll see a shake of the head from Angelo Matthews here as well. Hasn't made the right decisions, Dhananjaya De Silva, out for 5, and Sri Lanka 155 for 5 now.
50 for Angelo Matthews. Turning out to be such a key player.
Edge taken. And there's not much you can do about that. That's perfectly bowled by Ijaz Patel, and he picks up a 5 for here in goal.
So it's not that if you get a 50, the job is done. Beautifully bowled, taking the splice of the blade and easily lobbing into the hands of the first slipper. He's been outstanding. The left arm spinner has stolen the march over the rest of the cast with the ball. 5 for him. Matthews, good knock, comes to a sudden stop. Goes for 50, 158 for 6.
Spot on. Tried to defend a couple, then he brings out the drive. Ross Taylor's found his form.
Out of the rough, looking for a big, expansive drive, not to be. Nicely held by Ross Taylor. Akela gets out early. Gone for naught, 161 for 7.
Driven straight. Useful runs for Sri Lanka. That's another boundary. They'll take it at the moment.
Yeah, he's tried that length. This time it's been played extremely well. An uppercut. A ramp shot earns him a 4.
Well played. Nice soft hands. One of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, those applauds are richly deserved by Lakmal. Dikwela has batted beautifully as well, but more importantly for Sri Lanka, this has been a terrific partnership.
A very good session, that last one from New Zealand's point of view. They managed to pick up key wickets, Matthews in particular, Kusal Pereira, Dhananjaya, but Niroshan Dikwela and Suranga Lakmal have stalled their progress. A partnership worth 66 has taken Sri Lanka through to 227 for 7. Another 5-wicket bag for Ijaz Patel, 5 for 76. He's got Will Somerville got into the action, picked up 1 wicket as well, and Trent Boult with 1 for 24 from his 13 overs. Where do we sit at the end of day 2? New Zealand 249 on the board. Ross Taylor, the chief scorer, with 86, and Henry Nicholls 42. Sri Lanka 227 for 7 in reply, just 22 runs behind. It's been an outstanding day of test match cricket here in Galle. Day number 2 provided plenty of highlights. I'm sure that day number 3 will do exactly the same thing. We hope you enjoyed the highlights of day 2 of this first test match.